Good day, everyone. First and foremost, let's talk about cultural development and concentrate on how it fueled Filipino nationalism. We need to discuss first the background. Education is the primary emphasis or the primary concern when we talk about cultural development. The educated class in Philippine society during the Spanish occupation was made up of a group of people known as ilustrados or the enlightened ones who were also responsible for this.
They played a crucial role in opening the door for the development of propaganda movement. Due to the fact that they already access to information and they go to school already, so that's why they started to question everything, especially about the injustices that they had observed in our society. So that's why they actually made these propaganda movements to actually revolt and fight for our freedom, just like for example the KKK and the La Liga Filipina, if we can still remember. And it is because of the rapid spread of higher education among Filipinos from the middle and lower middle classes, which strengthened the Filipinos' nationalism because they started to question everything. They seek for an answer and they found out how inhumane and brutal these Spaniards are.
The Jesuits are best known for their prominent role in education and missionary works with a strong emphasis of social justice and human rights. They work in education, research, and cultural pursuits. Their three main goals are to establish high discipline schools, to propagate Catholic beliefs through missionary works, and to combat Protestantism.
The Jesuits instilled among Filipino students a sense of nationalism through humanistic form of education. Students were taught the values of justice, equality for all men, and respect for human dignity. They inculcated these principles in their subjects in Ateneo de Municipal. The students realized that something was certainly wrong after being taught about these beliefs. One might say that the Jesuits did not intentionally teach the Filipinos a sense of nationalism, but through a humanistic approach to education, the Jesuits were able to subtly instill a sense of nationality in the Filipino people.
The Jesuits were different from the other friars who thought even though these other friars were also teachers, they didn't do too much to teach the Filipinos because they were jealous. They were frustrated that the Filipinos were doing well, so they didn't want to teach us too much. Instead of being proud of their Filipino students' good grades, most of the friars were quite suspicious of them and always tried to bring them down. Instead of thinking they were doing a great job training the Filipinos, they started to wonder why Filipinos were getting good grades and doing well in school. They didn't see Filipinos as their success because for them it was a cause of concern, so Rizal left the Philippines.
These are the additional positive and negative situations and changes that occurred in the 19th century Philippines. Influences of the Spanish, the Filipinos were exposed to Western culture. As a result of this, clothing, cooking, eating habits, forms of entertainment, Spanish phrases, and Christianity were all introduced by the Spanish way of life, resulting in a mixture of Spanish and Filipino culture influences.
Filipino names have changed. Before the arrival of the Spaniards, Filipinos had no surnames. A boy's name, for example, was derived from his physical appearance or from a natural event. The Spanish languages influenced as a result of these interactions. Numerous Filipino languages have adopted Spanish words. Only a few marriages between a Filipino man and a Spanish woman have been recorded. The kid of a Filipino and a Spaniard was known as a Spanish mestizo.
Cockfighting was a regular event during fiestas and even to this day. Lottery, horse race, and bullfighting were all Spanish origin. The loser was forced to sing, dance, or just have his or her hand lightly slapped by a weapon or a piece of wood. Lastly, women's position. They couldn't sell the property they acquired from their parents before marriage without their husband's permission.
The total influence or impacts of Spain's cultural changes in the Philippines can be both pleasant and enriching. as well as harmful and disruptive.